Hi, I'm Jonathan Campbell, and I've always liked to build things. In 2004, I was paralyzed in a bike accident and am now a quadriplegic. Despite my limitations, I found new ways to build things, and so I'm making these videos to show others who may be injured that plenty of things are still possible. For today's video, I welcome you out to my kitchen, where I received a picture frame that I ordered in the mail that I think, unbeknownst to me when I ordered it, I think it's going to require some assembly. I think the only thing that is in one piece is the mat and the plastic, the pseudo glass. So it will require some assembly and also some unpacking. So I thought I would bring the camera out here and shoot some video of how I plan on doing this, which I'm not really even sure how I plan on doing this. I'll find out once I get into it. Yeah, so let's see. So this is my favorite knife. I use this because it's sharp enough to cut into things, but it's also dull enough that I don't have to worry about slipping and slicing my hand open. So it's good for opening packages and things like that. I have a really sharp butcher's knife that I never use because it makes me nervous. So this one I feel really confident that I don't have to worry about slipping and cutting my fingers with it or something like that. So this seems to be some sort of hardware. What I feel like is the frame is a metal frame, and these are maybe the corner pieces that help the corners lock into place. And then I think what's wrapped up here is I got a mat for it. So the way I hold a knife, so as I mentioned maybe in another video for you loyal viewer out there, is that I have more function for handling things and picking things up with my left hand. I've got a decent Tenodesis grasp here. Not very strong, but it at least lets me kind of pick things up. What I do is I'll pick things up and I'll roll my wrist to get my hand under it. That's how I pick things up. And then with my right hand, I don't have very much. I'm a C5, C6, and mostly C6. But I think my weaker side is this side. I don't have. I've got a little bit of wrist. I guess this is extension. I forget. But I don't have that on this hand. So this hand kind of flops a little bit when I've got Tenodesis, but I can't support it with gravity. So, but anyway, this hand grips tighter than the other one. My fingers are tighter. So what I usually do is, with the knife, is I kind of work it in my fingers like that, and then I can. I use this knife when I get my 3D printing stuff off of the glass plate. I scrape under it with this, and I can actually get a decent amount of leverage and pressure on this without it slipping out of my hand. So just by the way I'm able to hold it, and I don't say able to hold it like I have some sort of special ability. It's just some way that I figured out that I'm able to hold it so that it doesn't slip, and I can put a decent amount of pressure on it. So it looks like in here I'm trying to slice between the foam board and the cardboard that's got the tape on it. There we go. I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to scratch anything, but now that I've got the knife under it, I can just kind of go around it here. In the split second that I was away, I have cleaned the countertop. I've wiped it off because I don't want. Last thing I want is like a piece of food pressed into my picture. So I did that, and I cleaned out some of the other stuff and off the other stuff, and I got my picture which is this. This is a caricature I had done when I was at this pet expo with my dog. It's of me and my dog doing what she typically does, seeing something and trying to pull me in my wheelchair. So, and her head is actually drawn to scale there because she's got a giant head. But anyway, so I'm going to be framing that, and we're going to be putting that under this mat. So let's see what that's going to look like. I got blue because I was thinking, you know, bring out the blue in the sky maybe a little bit. I don't know if it's going to do that or not because there's not much blue there. And then there's blue in my shirt and blue in my eyes. So that's kind of what I was going for. Yeah, it looks pretty good. So that's kind of what I'm going for there. So the first thing I'm going to do is flip this over and tape it to the back of the mat. So let me see. I'm still not confident that my counter is completely clean, so I'm not going to take any chances. I'm going to kind of do the work up on this piece of foam board. So, oops, I got to put that on the other side here. I'm going to switch this around like the mat. So, mat here. So, all right, and then the tricky part is going to be trying to figure out how to center it. Like, one thing I need to be careful of is, like, my head is kind of at the top of it, so I don't have as much room to work with at the top. And same with the squirrel, is kind of close on this side, so on these two sides, I need to be careful of how much I cut off. So let's see, I'm going to flip this and that. This is, I'm doing this blind. Let's see. Let's see. The way I get tape out is I just kind of stick the back of my finger underneath it, and then and sometimes that happens, and I have to start over. So this piece is useless. Stick that over here. Alright. I didn't want that piece anyway. So, try this again. Oh, perfect. Alright, so now the real trick is going to be trying to put this on in such a way that I'm not covering too much of the picture, so that if I have to peel it off, I'm not going to ruin my picture. Oh, I'm pretty committed here now, so I'm gonna just push that down. I'm gonna take a chance here. All right, so got that there. I'm gonna put this over top to flip it. Flip this over and get off the foam board. Yeah, it looks pretty good. So now let's look at what the frame is here. There's my dog's leash. And everything's taped down. Here comes my dog out of her cage. Okay. Alright, seems like this is already pretty much opened up. So this isn't, it's not as cheap as I thought it would be when I saw it was in pieces. That's pretty nice. Okay, so, and this looks like something I could cut myself on. So I've kind of gotten some things out of the way, or mostly got the picture out of the way, which is the thing I'm most concerned about, not messing up. So I've got the frame pieces, and like I said, these are probably the corner pieces, I'm assuming. So I'm gonna get my scissors out and open these. And I found with scissors, the sharper the better, because I think when you naturally hold scissors, you're putting pressure on them in such a way that it kind of presses the blades together. And see, I'm kind of cutting through this, and it's not cutting, it's kind of like folding it. And so what I have to do is I'm pulling these apart like horizontally while I push down, so that the blades kind of scissor together a little better, and that's how I get through this plastic. What I really need is a better pair of scissors, but that'll work for now. So, alright. So, while I'm kind of getting things out, I thought I would just mention how I got to where I'm at, like in terms of things I do, or what I'm able to do. And I'd say that it all came from, now these are going to be fun to get in. I don't know how I'm going to do that. This is the corner pieces that hold the picture in. A lot of how I get things done or learn how to do things is just from dissatisfaction, I tell people, in that, you know, I get frustrated. I don't like waiting around. I had an aide in the beginning who was here a lot of the day, but not all of the day, and I got frustrated, like needing to wait to have an aide to show up to do something that I thought I might be able to do on my own. So usually that got me, kind of motivated me to try and figure out a way to do something on my own. And I don't know why there's so many of these things, but we'll see. So anyway, an example of that is the soldering that I did on my project yesterday. I learned how to solder because I used to go over to my dad's house to get anything I needed soldered, and he and my stepmother went on vacation for like a month, and I didn't want to wait. I had like stuff I wanted to get finished, and didn't want to wait any longer, and so I got a soldering iron and just thought I'd give it a try. And it wasn't pretty at first, but I got to a point where if you watch yesterday's video, it's definitely not pretty, but I got to a point where I could get it done by myself. So I've never put together a picture frame before, so not only do I not know what all these pieces do, but then I've also got to figure out a method to do it. And I know what these corner pieces do because I've seen these before, and I am trying to think of how I'm going to do that. Pretty much kind of I failed if I have to go get my neighbor to help me out with something, pretty much, if I'm trying to get something done on my own. So I am going to see if they have any instructions in here. Sit, Sadie, sit. Good. Sit. Good girl.